Good morning. I am Rev Claire Middelton from the Center for Spiritual Living Colors in Charlotte, North Carolina. Welcome. I'm really very excited about the opportunity this morning to talk to you because we have so many things going on right now in our world. And so I wanted to be able to bring the thought of peace to the table. You know, when we think about peace, I always think that there are emotions that we have. One is love and one is hate. And in reality, those are the two reasons that we show up in a certain way. We're either in fear or we're in love. And so under the word fear is a lot of different definitions and a lot of different actions. And under the word love, absolutely, peace falls. So what I wanted to talk about is where are we in this process while we're watching things go on in our world and they're not exactly the way we would like to see them showing up. And I'm reminded of the song, Peace Begins With Me. And it really does. The most that we can affect really and change is ourselves. And so in these times it is critical that when we get up in the morning, we remind ourselves who and what we are. We remind ourselves that we are peace. And that peace is being at peace with who you are, being at peace with the people in your household. And if you're not, to take a moment to think about who they are and who you are with them. And I like to remind us that we are God expressed. The people that we live with, God expressed. And as we begin to prepare for the day, whether you are the employer or the employee, a consciousness right now of being peaceful is essential. So as you prepare your clothing and you begin to think about getting in your car or getting to the bus or the train, whatever your transportation is, or even if you even work at home, the consciousness in those quiet moments, you know those moments when our mind just drifts? If you can just fill that moment now with the idea of peace, I guarantee you that you will be not only of service to yourself, but to others. What I am fully aware of is that although we appear to be physical, solid form, we really are a vibration. And if you come in the midst of people that are loving, you feel that vibration. I know there are people in your life, and when they show up, things change, and it's because of the vibration that they walk in. You either want to embrace it or you really want to run from it. So what you want to do is consciously remind yourself that you have an opportunity to walk in a vibration of peace. That requires you to really do some work on yourself. Are you peaceful with you? Do you really love you? Can you look in the mirror and say, I love me? That's an exercise. That's a spiritual practice. And sometimes we have gotten so far away from that. We've listened to others and we've taken on their idea of who and what we are, that I invite you to do that mirror work, where you stand in the front of the mirror every single day. You look into your own eyes and you tell yourself that you love yourself. And you'll feel something shift within yourself. That's part of the peace coming within you. The other thing is that as you move around in your household and there are members in your house that you may have some conflict with, if you can again remind yourself that you are God expressed and so are they, and that you are in a peaceful set, a peaceful mindset, something happens. Something shifts. And as we walk out of the door and we're on our way to wherever it is we go, our place of work, if we're preparing ourselves for the same thing that happened yesterday and it wasn't good and we're arming ourselves up, I invite you to know something different. I invite you to know that you are God expressed, going to meet God in these various scenarios, and that you are at peace. You see, the one thing that I know about us is that we have that choice. We can choose to move in peace, or we can choose to move in war. And war is arming up. Sometimes we don't even realize it. We think about an individual and we start the conversation in our head about what we're going to tell them and how we're going to do da-da-da-da-da. And we really are putting on armor to have a fight with that individual, as opposed to thinking about that individual, recognizing that there is only one God, and that God is in them and is in you, and that you literally are attached to that individual. And in that consciousness, choosing to have a peaceful relationship. So as we do this practice, starting from ourselves and moving into our immediate environment and then out into the world as we move about, something happens. Yesterday, I walked into a restaurant that I often go to, and there was a young lady who was recently hired, and she was very bubbly when she first came on, and I observed her. And I said, wow, that's cool. Because every time somebody came in the door, she greeted them, and she was bubbly and excited about them, and she really wanted to serve them. Well, when I walked in yesterday, it was an entirely different experience. And I looked at her, I said, where'd the bubble go? And she looked at me. I said, honey, don't let the job change you. Stay who you are. You are bubbly and sunshine. Be that. And she looked at me, and I guess she thought about it and decided, yeah, I will be that. And I could see her energy change and start moving back to the young lady that I had been observing. Well, when I went in this morning for breakfast, Miss Bubble was back. And the thing about it is that she really is a spot of sunshine. She really is, and that peace is very needed in that space. And that's what I want each of us to know, that there's something within us, there's something that's bubbly and wonderful that we bring to every place that we go to if we choose to. It is a matter of choice. And if each of us made that choice, then there would be no concern about anything other than peace, because we would be that peace. So what I'm bringing to the table this morning is the opportunity for you to be peace, for you to consciously think about it. When somebody cuts you off as you're driving, to remind yourself you have a choice. You can get angry and upset, or you can be grateful that you're safe and everybody around you is, and be peaceful. When you get out your car, you literally can step, and consciously step peace into Mother Earth. So I don't know whether I've said this to you before, but Mother Earth is alive and well. That energy that we put into the ground each and every day is absorbed by the earth. I honestly think that we have earthquakes because of some of the thoughts in certain areas and some of the actions that are being taken. And it's like Mother Earth says one morning, enough, and shakes it off. And we wonder why we have earthquakes. Peace is available to us, but we make that choice, and we make that choice each and every day, each and every moment. And what I want you to understand is that that choice not only affects you and the people immediately around you, but it also affects the earth. And as you begin to put peace constantly in the earth, it reverberates across the entire globe. And those who step on the earth begin to feel that peace, begin to take it back up into their being. So you really can be an instrument of peace. It really is up to you. I invite you to do that as we turn our televisions on, as we look at the news, and I also invite you to do very little of that, because we need to protect our consciousness, our thoughts, and not get caught up in the fear. But as you hear things, and you will hear things, begin to know that you have an opportunity to help change that. It's not just the governments, but you as an individual have an opportunity to say, I stand, move, think, breathe peace. And it affects not only me, but my world. So I invite you to step into that, to be an instrument, a living instrument of peace for yourself, for the people around you that you know, for the stranger that you might offer, as I did this young lady, the idea of being the bubbly, joyous being that she is, and stay that way. And for the person that you may never ever meet, recognizing that as you vibrate, that vibration moves out beyond you, not only into the ground, but into the atmosphere. And there's a song out right now, Shifting the Atmosphere. That shift doesn't happen by itself. It happens because we motivate it, because we make a conscious decision to be peace. We're promised a peace that surpasses understanding. And I assure you that it really is there when you're able to recognize that you are totally connected to God and that God is always peaceful, for there is nothing for it to be against, for it is everything. It is all. And when you recognize that you are a part of this all and that love is that all, and anything outside of that love is just an illusion that we have taken our power and allowed to show up. The truth is that peace is available to us every single day. And as you take some time to go within and just be still, you'll tap into it. You'll touch it because it is real. And so I bid you peace. And so it is.